Good morning, good morning. I thought for the next few days, or until I get bored, I don't know, I'm going to do The Science of Getting Rich. Look at that. It looks like a serious book, doesn't it? But it's got such golden nuggets in it. If you've never read it before, you might want to read it. So the first chapter is Your Right to Be Rich. So, serious glasses on here. Whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete or successful life unless one is rich. No man can rise to his greatest possible height in talent or soul development unless he has plenty of money. For to unfold the soul and to develop talent, he must have many things to use, and he cannot have these things unless he has the money to buy them with. I absolutely love that because it's saying that, you know, we can't be poor enough to help the poor. And so many times I speak to people and they're just going, well, it's not that I need a lot of money. It's not that I want to do this. And I just go, hang on a minute. Before you start to justify and explain away the fact that either you haven't got money or that you don't need money. But we can't be poor enough to help the poor, can we? How can we help people without money? By having more ourselves, to not just give them money, because that's just charity and just handout. But what if we could do something amazing that they could be involved in? What if we made the best of ourselves so that we shine like a bright beacon that they can then see the way to go, that we're the light? How can we help people if we're dark as well? We're all in a pit together and then we all can't get out. But what if you shone so brightly that you're the way out for somebody? That's what I love, And he's saying here is that we can't, like, we develop in mind, body, and soul. And so we've got to make use of every single one. So we can't just be intellectual because then we're leaving out the soul and the body. And we can't be just spiritual because we're leaving out the mind and the body. And we can't just be physical because we're leaving out the mind and the soul. And it's about the alignment of all three things. I'm doing a 5-day masterclass. The link's up there. Click on it. It starts next week. And I'm going to go into more and more and more of this stuff. But things that will help mind, body, and soul, because it's when all three literally link together that you can get those results. Life has advanced so far and become so complex that even the most ordinary man or woman requires a great amount of wealth in order to live in a manner that even approaches completeness. We cannot help wanting to be all that we can be. Success in life is becoming what you want to be. And you can become what you want to be only by making the use of things. And you can have the free use of things only as you become rich enough to buy them. There's nothing wrong in wanting to be rich. The desire for riches is really the desire for a richer, fuller, and more abundant life. So, isn't it saying is that, but you saying, I don't need this and I don't need that, but then you don't buy things, which means somebody else has created something, you don't buy it, they don't get to live. I love that. It's like it's selfish not to just buy stuff because you help keep other people from. If you buy something, then that keeps a shop assistant, say, in a job, which means that they can then feed their family. Or you keep a business, say a local business, you keep that person in business, which means that they can then feed their family. And then they in turn go and buy stuff, which then feeds other families, which then, do you get it? It doesn't matter whether you need it or not. Buy it and give it to somebody else. So stop holding ourselves small and stop making excuses for keeping ourselves small. That's what you're doing. When I ask people, what do you earn? And then you make an excuse as to why you earn what you consider to be not a lot of money. And you make excuses and then you justify why you don't need any more. And all you're doing, that's your paradigms. You know that you want to do more, but even the paradigm is stopping you from even rising above. So start thinking up here and start dreaming about what could be and help raise your vibration. I mean, imagine if I said to you, imagine taking your annual salary and making it your monthly. How would you live your life then? because maybe that can start to stimulate things as to what you want to do. Because sometimes we don't even know what we want to do because we've kept ourselves underneath here for so long. We've forgotten what we dreamed of when we were children. Remember when you dreamt as a child? You didn't think about how much money do I need? How, let me have a red Ferrari. You didn't think about the cost, you just wanted a red Ferrari. Well, dream like that again. Get that energy that lifts you lighter. It's all about feeling lighter, because it's not even the outside stuff that you want. It's actually the feeling that you want. That's what it is that you're looking for. It says here, desire is possibility seeking expression or function seeking performance. Wow. You just always want, if you get somewhere and then you think, oh God, well, I could have done better. Yeah, but you didn't know that until you got somewhere, and then you want more, and then you want more. And that's okay. There's a fine line of being, satisfied with where you are, but not content. So be grateful and in love with where you are right now, but never be content. So if you're feeling that discontent, don't think of it as a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's what's driving us forward. It's what's driving life forward, seeking for fuller expression of life. Wow. But what are you doing about it? You see, if you don't do anything about it, then what happens is that ends up being, because it's energy, it ends up being frustration inside ourselves. So go do something that you've never done before. Go learn something that you've never learned before. Just get out there and start living life for fuller expression. Man cannot live fully in body without good food, comfortable clothing, and warm shelter. He cannot live in the mind without books and time to study them and opportunity to travel and experience them. And to live fully in the soul, man must have love, and love is denied expression by poverty. A man's highest happiness is found in the bestowal of benefits to those he loves. Wow. Love finds its most natural and spontaneous expression in giving. Giving, not to get back, just to give. Wow. It is perfectly right that you should give your best attention to the science of getting rich, for it is the noblest and most necessary of all studies. If you neglect this study, you are derelict to the duty to yourself, to God, and humanity. Wow. No greater service than to make the most of yourself. Do you hear that? You can have no greater service than to make the most of yourself. What are you doing today to make the most of yourself? To do something different? Stop making excuses. Stop justifying. What can you do today? Wow, I just love that first chapter. Yes, Brad, it is a beautiful book, and it's something you read it once, you put it away, read it and study it. Like, really understand that it's your right to go do more, be more, have more, so you can give more. What could be better than that? Listen, have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow.